Hey everyone, this is WobblyWallaby. Today, let's see how tanky Thor can be. I'll be trying out a few things today, including the Dokebi card as well as the Hillswang relic if you're pay to win. I'll also try the Hurricane Immunity alloy for some temporary fun in some tests. Stay tuned as I beat the crap out of Thor. Thor's Storm Barrier skill gives survivability with an HP shield based on damage, and it lasts for 20 seconds. But the passive element sensing is where things get really interesting. This basically means all non-wind elemental damage received converts into wind attribute. If everything is forced to be wind, then you can gear yourself up to counter the wind elemental damage. Here are my Thor stats I'm using for the damage test on the beta server. For attributes, I max out Vit and I have 853,000 HP. I have 28.2% physical damage reduction, 33% magic damage reduction, and 78% wind damage reduction. Thor's Acer Monument gives 20% wind damage reduction, which helps a lot. For my damage test, I'm going to stick with my DPS gear. I won't be going full tank mode because I want to see how tanky he can be without sacrificing damage. If you're doing this for PvP, such as being an orb holder, you'd want non-DPS gear, so you'll definitely be more tanky. For damage test, I decided to use the PSR Dragon since his damage output is quite consistent. I show I have nothing for Shadow Equipment, Oracle Mirror, or Ancient Relic. I wait for the PSR Dragon to first attack. With just Storm Barrier, I get insta-killed by 2.4 million damage. To ensure consistent results, I run this again and I get insta-killed again around 2.4 million damage. Next, I equip just the Dokebi card and everything else remains the same. I get hit for about 679,000 damage initially, then 643,000 damage after, so I'm dead. At least I was able to survive one hit. I run it again to make sure the damage is consistent. There's a bit of variance, but around 645,000 damage the first time, then 657,000 damage the second time. Either way, I can't survive 2 hits. For fun, let's try using the Dokebi with the Hurricane Immunity alloy. This isn't viable long term, but say you really wanted to feel immortal for 1 minute, let's see how well it'll do. This time I get hit for 224,000, then 197,000, but looking at my HP, it's barely touched. It's like it only hit for about 10%. So you can really feel like an immortal god, just for a little bit. Next, let's try the Hillswang's Ancient Relic. When at 80% progress, it will give final damage received from a wind attack minus 60%, which is really nice. Thankfully, this relic doesn't use any components which are impossible to get, like the relics that give HP Shield or True Sight. You need the Transform Helmet, Alvin's Sacred Tree, and Stone of Meditation. You can use BCC to get these Ancient Relic Divine Crystals or grind in Void. So it is attainable, although not cheap or easy. Now if you need BCC to make Thor more awesome, then try Smile.1. Smile.1 allows you to get discounted BCC and premiums for Ragnarok Mobile. They have been around for more than 8 years and have plenty of global business partners for other games too. There are also plenty of payment methods for lots of flexibility. I'll put a link in the description. Thanks a lot to Smile.1 for sponsoring this video. Next, I'll use Hill's Wind with Dokebi. Here I show that it is active. Again, everything else is the same. I get hit for 290,000 damage, then 280,000 damage after. I survive, although less than half health. When I try it out a second time, I was able to survive a little bit better, more than half health this time. Either way, he can survive the hits and is around half health, which is great progress. Finally, with the Hurricane alloy, I try it out. I barely get damaged, just a little sliver. This is where you feel immortal. I try again a second time and the same results. In normal circumstances, using Dokebi and Hillswing is great, but definitely not broken. For that to be broken, you need to boost your wind resist further. In PvP, you can definitely load up on other gear to do that, but in PvE, you'd definitely be giving up too much DPS. Thanks to my viewers for suggesting I try this out with the Dokebi and Hillwind's relic. There's definitely great potential to use this, and you can adjust your gear to improve your tankiness. So can Thor feel immortal? Sometimes, but even as a god he still can't compete with the Angel Rathgracy's HP shield, which I guess is kinda sad. If you enjoyed this video, please like, comment, and subscribe. Here's a video that I would recommend, and if you want more sneak peeks, check out this playlist over here.